In this video, I will continue the discussion of the Nephilim. If you have not already done so, please watch the Nephilim Part 1 video. The link is in the description box. We will continue our discussion from the complete books of Enoch, page 42, which states, "Now the Nephilim, who are produced from spirit and flesh, will be called on earth evil spirits, and they will live on earth. Evil spirits have proceeded from their bodies, because they were created from humans. From the sacred watchers was their beginning and primary origin. Evil spirits they will be on earth, and the spirits of the wicked they will be called." This text teaches us that the Nephilim were produced from spirit and flesh. The sons of God who fathered the Nephilim were spiritual beings, created by God and were immortal. However, the mothers of these Nephilim were human women. When the Nephilim were alive, they lived in physical bodies. However, when they died, their spirits were released from their physical bodies and were bound to the earth. In this spiritual form, they are known as evil spirits, the spirits of the wicked. These are the spirits also known as devils that were cast out of people by Jesus during his ministry. And these are the same evil, unclean spirits that dwell in the earth today. In the Gospels, these are referred to as unclean spirits. A quick search on dictionary.com shows the word unclean is an adjective. The second and third meanings of the word unclean are applicable to this discussion. The second meaning is morally impure, evil, vile. The third meaning is chiefly biblical and states having a physical or moral blemish so as to make impure according to the laws. And we know that this is in reference to the laws of God. Something that is unclean is against the laws of God. In the first video, I stated that it was never God's will for the angels of the spiritual realm to reproduce with the humans of the natural realm. So the product of this union is unclean. In looking at the definitions of the word unclean, we see that this word can be used interchangeably with the word evil. When doing a word search on the phrase unclean spirit, this phrase occurs 10 times in the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, and Luke. A huge part of Jesus' earthly ministry was to cast out these evil spirits. We should not confuse fallen angels with evil spirits. Fallen angels have bodies, whereas it appears that evil spirits do not. Also, within the kingdom of darkness, the fallen angels have a higher rank than the evil spirits because they are fully spiritual beings, whereas the spirits of the Nephilim are hybrids, coming forth from both spiritual and fleshly beings. These evil spirits of the Nephilim seek to inhabit and possess the bodies of humans. We can see this demonstrated in the book of Mark, chapter 5, where it tells of a man in the country of the Gadarenes who was possessed by many evil spirits. Jesus commanded the unclean spirit to come out of the man, and he asked the spirit what was his name. The unclean spirit responded, "My name is Legion, for we are many." So this man was not only possessed by one evil spirit, but by many evil spirits that had taken up residence in his body. Continuing the reading from the complete books of Enoch, page 42 states, "As for the spirits of heaven, they will live in heaven, But as for the spirits of the earth which were born on earth, they will live on the earth. The spirits of the Nephilim will oppress, afflict, destroy, do battle, and bruise the earth. They will cause grief. They will not eat food, and they will be thirsty. They will cause trouble. They will rise up against the humans and against women, because they have proceeded from them. These evil, unclean spirits are always associated with torment of the person in whose body they take up occupancy. We see this not only from this text, but also from the gospel references. A few things to consider about the evil, unclean spirits of the Nephilim is that when they occupied their physical bodies, not only did they live upon the earth, but they were also hybrids, meaning they were part human. So as humans, we are not foreign to them. They are very familiar with humans and possessed many of the attributes of humans. They proceeded from us and lived amongst us. And the book of Enoch states that they lived for 500 years, which is much longer than any human lives today. Also, we have to consider the amount of knowledge that they possess and all that they have seen. They have been here since before the flood and have seen all of the changes in the world up to this present time. For these reasons, they have many advantages over us. This is why the Bible tells us that we have to take up the full armor of God in order to take our stand against evil. Our enemies are not flesh and blood that we can see, but are principalities, powers, rulers of the darkness of this world, and spiritual wickedness in high places. John reminds us that we have to test the spirits to see whether they are of God. You have to understand that the spirits of the Nephilim are at work in many people of the world today. These evil, unclean spirits of the Nephilim are not the only spiritual forces that wage war against the saints, but also Satan and his fallen angels. This war began a long time ago and will continue until they are sentenced to the lake of fire.